And we're live. My
Well,
cat jumps on my camera.
that was a thing. Hello, and welcome to our gathering of technical issues. Um, Also,
Not caused
heroes.
by me this time.
These are the would-be heroes. It wasn't. Yeah, it was my fault. Yeah. These are the would-be heroes of the world of Greyhawk, a Dungeons and Dragons fantasy world created more than 50 years ago by creators whose legacy lives on to this day. We are honored and proud to take up that banner and share our 5th edition 2024 plus a bunch of homebrew D&D Greyhawk story with you. As a warning, this is a game that can also explore mature themes, and while we will be specifically avoiding some topics, the game may still include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, or other topics. Our players have discussed consent and boundaries and collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. The players will always let me know if anything is uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. If you, as a viewer, ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step
Oh
away.
no.
Our streams will be available on YouTube after the game, and you can always come back to an episode when you feel ready.
Okay, never
Say what?
mind. I broke everything, but it fixed
Okay,
itself. It's all fine.
nice. Cool. Some acknowledgements. Sponsors and others who have helped make this game possible. Roll20, a popular browser-based virtual tabletop platform for TTRPGs and board games, offering tools for character sheets, dice rolling, maps, and more. Demiplane, a platform that connects TTRPG fans to make games better with high-quality tools that enhance the ways games can be played, shared, and explored. Legendary Games, a company that creates third-party support products for D&D 5th edition, aiming to provide the best possible campaign enhancements, such as the Boricubos and legendary Latin American monster supplements that we are using. And we are also on board the affiliate program with Arkenforge, an amazing virtual tabletop and map-making software for TTRPGs, and Rogue Energy Gaming Drinks, reputedly the best gaming supplements on the planet. Use the promo code WouldBeHeroes, all caps, no spaces, for $5 off your Arkenforge order or $10 off your Rogue Energy supplement order. Also, do you want to raise your virtual tabletop game to the next level? Subscribe to Chepeku at chepeku.com for over 5,000 high-quality fantasy maps for your next Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder campaign. Get your hands on stunning hand-drawn fantasy maps and D&D battle maps that will take your tabletop role-playing games to a literal higher plane or deep into the depths of the sea. There's a lot of maps. With additional features such as walls and lighting presets, dynamic animated effects, weather effects, and more. Stay tuned, or if you can't wait, send us an email. And get our custom URL, which is probably likely going to be jpeku/would-be-heroes, for, I'm not sure what kind of promotion it's going to be, but I'm betting they're going to give us something heroic. Haha. All right. Now, let's introduce our cast, starting with John, because he's otherwise engaged.
Hello. I was just turning a Pokeball, so that's aesthetically pleasing. I'm John. I will be playing Sasanili, the cranky, crotchety clerk who has a book now. And nothing bad will happen with this book.
He has? What could possibly happen with this book that is clearly bound in something that is not actually animal leather? However,
so long as it's not bat leather, it's fine.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. My name is Alejandro, and I will be playing Priest, a disturbingly tall human with a mysterious past.
And no patron.
Currently.
I thought I'd point that out. For some reason. I don't know why.
He's currently a warlock without a sugar.
Oh, good evening, all you cool cats and kittens. It's me, Joe, better known as DJ Torador, Nullafinger on most of the social media sites. And I'm playing Naveen Shadewood, an elf, rogue, awesome archaeologist, cat person who well, not cat lady, but he loves cat people and feline type creatures. Bit of a funny guy, somewhat of a coward when it comes to things he doesn't like to do. But yes, I can't wait to see what happens now.
Indeed. And we have someone new. Eve, hi, welcome.
Hello, I'm Eve, and I'm playing a mystery that you can find out in a short period about. We'll see. Maybe I don't even show up. Who knows?
I know. Technical difficulties being what they are. Close that down to that. That's perfect. Okay, so what has happened? Our team decided to take the task that was given to them by a mysterious benefactor at the funeral of their friend Pedro. They snuck into the basement of a watchtower that was apparently owned or possessed by some lich or other who hadn't been seen in years, so it's probably safe.
It was perfectly
And
safe.
yeah, I mean, nothing happened. Nobody died. It's fine. They fought some skeletons. They fought a ghoul, two ghouls. No, one ghoul. They completely circumnavigated a bunch of traps, and they fought finally a specter after rescuing a really elderly pseudo dragon. All of this leading to the acquisition of a book that was in a trapped chest, that was in a trapped room, that the lich, upon their touching the book, decided to make an appearance and reveal to them that it was all ruse, ha ha ha, and that she was in fact the benefactor, and was essentially testing them to see if they had what it takes to do what she needed them to do now, which was to do a lot more investigating with regards to some kind of weird dark magic necromantic ritual that Asarak, the lich, is doing that has affected the entire world. All of which was essentially written, notes jobbled down in her book, which she asked for, but didn't get because
Hecker.
some strange vines wrapped around the legs of our heroes, unnoticed by all, and whisked them away to here. Where is here? Well, the air around you turns cool. Motes of dancing light that previously blinded your eyes fade, allowing you to see a wooded glade at close to twilight. That's sort of where the moon is high in the sky and you can see things that are still green because the moon is so bright, but it's still night. You stand together with your companions in this wooded glade. There's a river nearby, flowing gently, but the other sounds that you hear are less gentle, I guess. From ahead, in this direction, see the thing show up, maybe. You hear the sounds of a bleating animal in fear and the snarl of a predator. And no,
Yeah,
not
that-
Eve. Or Marcus.
But yeah, with the sound of a snarling predator, Sasanili is going to actively stop reading the book and just look around and be like,
And you also see across the way, I don't know if you can you see it from here? What is the range on your vision?
Yes, I can see it, it looks like.
a very, very, very large glowing deer across the river that seems to be looking across this, looks like a decrepit, wrecked stone bridge at something.
Anyone else see the giant glowing deer?
Yes, I see the giant glowing deer.
Okay, good. I was afraid it was just me for a moment. I don't know what the protocols are for giant glowing deer, but I hear something that sounds like it wants to eat us. Or at least that goat that it's harassing, so I don't know, maybe we should keep an eye out for that.
We can take it down, can't we?
The deer turns its head and looks at you. The deer turns its head and looks straight at you.
Oh, I don't like this.
Well, that's
It looks
not
across the
horrifying
bridge
whatsoever.
Naveen prepares a
Its
quiver.
head to look at you.
I think
Looks across the bridge again.
I think it wants us to cross the bridge. The question is, should we?
I mean,
Yes.
what else are we gonna do? I don't even know where we are. And Sasanelli is going to motion for Priest to
Looks at
take
you
the
again.
lead.
I'm gonna start walking towards the deer and the bridge.
No.
Oh.
As you start moving along the bank, oh yeah, because you don't see, because you're just a human.
I am just a simple human. I don't have dark
You
vision.
can't yet see stuff.
Well, I'm just a simple country human.
Or bring Mestley along.
Just drag her
She
behind us with her little
of the
toddler leash.
spare the dying spells. A little lead. As you follow the bank, a very steep embankment of rock and very smooth stone because the river has worn it down at the base. But the water itself seems blue, seems quiet, but for some reason you cannot see how deep it is. I mean, it is dark out as well, but
How steep are
and
the
you hear the
walls
bleating of
this?
the animal ahead of you.
How steep are the walls of the banks?
Right? About 10 feet.
10 feet. Ooh. It's actually kind of a pickle for me.
So it will take an athletics check to get out, yes. Also, Carcass, are you fighting the current?
How strong is it?
It is strong. It will require an athletics check to fight it.
Oh yeah, I'll go ahead and fight it. Athletics. I'm pretty sure I beat it. That's 23.
For now, you are holding steady.
And what direction is it going in?
It is going south.
Okay.
To the group to the south, are you continuing along the path or the bank?
Yes.
Yeah, I am following Priest. our local meat shield.
Okay, I'm there. Sorry, I had to move my map bar.
That's all right. So, before you get to that point, a little bit of a dramatic scene unfolds. I'm going to move you back just a little bit into the tree. And as you approach it, the little fawn basically backs itself onto the bridge, which is clearly broken. You get a whole Disney moment where it sort of stumbles away and little bits of rubble break away from the edge of the bridge, demonstrating to the little fawn just what kind of precarious position it's in. Its eyes wide, it turns back and faces its would-be predator, which is a very large thing. Something between a canine and a feline, with a large, prominent head and muzzle that, and just checking. Joe, you were up there as well? Evan?
Yep. Where am I? I'll go up there.
I just moved you up.
Okay.
Naveen.
Yes.
Apologies.
You're fine.
Move her up as well. Bring her up there. Now that you're all there, excellent. Let out a startling snarling, a roar. I would like everyone, and I do mean everyone, to give me a charisma saving throw, please.
Charisma, you said?
I don't know. I'm bad at those.
Charisma.
15.
Oh, come on, that was on
Oh.
19.
As this
Oh,
creature's
I got a nat
bastard.
20.
the muzzle, the skin, and the skin and sinew of this creature's face peel back off of it to reveal basically wet, blood dripping bone as it snarls, and basically sort of has this quivering flesh around its face as it snarls itself. And assassinatingly, you really do not want to go anywhere near this thing.
Yeah, that checks out. I'm a fruit bat. That thing's a predator.
This is 100%, you know.
This makes perfect sense.
Everyone else is fine, however. And at this point, let's roll initiative.
Yay! Initiative.
All right, let's see if...
Because
Oh, that's unfortunate.
somewhat of
Oh,
a
just wait.
timed event.
Oh, my dice are hot today. But I guess it makes sense I'm going dead last.
Did it give me the turn order? It didn't. Okay, so to everyone, select your token, and then roll initiative. 3.
Who, me?
Everyone.
Oh, I already
Do
did.
I got a reroll? I got
Eve, if you
19.
could do that again, and then we'll just change the number.
Okay.
No, I'll put the number in.
Beep.
Just so you show up in the turn order tracker.
Oh, well. It's even better.
You're gonna be that guy, though.
I'm rolling hot.
There. All right. So, Carcass, you're up.
Cool. I'm gonna stay hiding in the water.
Cool. You're gonna stay hiding?
Yep. Actually,
Wait and see how this plays out.
Yeah. You know, yeah. No, I'm gonna stay right there.
Okay, so what you see, that
Very
running along
patient.
10 feet up, you wouldn't really see them because they're not.
I've
Or
been
you could do like those
hearing it.
Indonesian ones. You could do like the Indonesian ones and like lie on your back and stick your legs out, look like a drowning human. Let's see if they jump in and try to save you.
Yeah, I'm good. I rolled really well on
Right.
my hide check earlier. I'm gonna stick with it.
Exactly. That's fair. So the Krenshar seems to be delighting in the fear of the fawn and slowly advances. And sort of just stalks along the small path and onto the bridge, pinning the poor defenseless fawn with nowhere to go. Naveen.
Yes. It is my turn. Wait.
Yep.
Hold on. And it's going towards the bridge.
Yep.
I'm gonna shoot it in the butt.
Excellent. Excellent choice.
Let's see. Let's do it. We're gonna roll. Yeah, 13.
13 is in fact a hit.
All right.
Ale.
And sure.
Come here.
We got 5 on that first roll.
I'll peel it for you. Come here.
That's all.
Does it need a
Not quite sneak. Well, you know what? I'll allow it this time. Sneak attack, yes.
Okay. Okay. Wait. Eight does not hit. I'm assuming.
Now, what does Vex do again?
Advantage next turn, I think.
Right. So you did hit it.
Ale, bring it here. I'm trying to get him to give them to me the entire time. He wanted to run for you. Okay. Drift stick.
And I think that's it for my turn. Because I
Drift
kind
stick,
of.
my love.
For you.
Yep.
Do you want to move into a better position?
Yes, I would love to. Move up here.
Cool beans. Feel free to do that.
Done.
Priest, you're up.
1 second. My son just figured out he can unlock the locks on our door.
Oh no! He's
It's okay. We were prepared for this. We bought bolt locks.
Oh hell yeah!
Just, I ain't
Keep that
fucking around
child
today.
contained.
All right. So I'm going to walk up to this creature. To where
Okay.
I'm right here. And as my action, I will cast Arms of Hadar. This boy needs to make me a strength
What does
saving
that
throw.
do?
Invoking Hadar, in this case just Shadow Tentacles. Shadow Tentacles erupt around me, and each creature in a 10-foot emanation originating from me must make a strength saving throw. On a failure, it takes 2d6 necrotic damage and cannot make reactions.
Naveen's in that radius.
It failed.
Naveen, you better make this
Also
this
that.
saving throw.
Naveen,
Wait, actually, hold on. Can I move right here so he's not in the radius?
That will be fine. I will allow it.
Yay! Alright, so he's going to take 2d6 damage, in this case only 5, because I rolled like shit, but he cannot take any reactions on his turn.
That's
So,
terrible.
for him,
How many of you? What is up with that? Why are you?
because I'm an asshole.
Yeah,
You all know this.
Sassanili.
Okay, so
You can do actions. You just cannot move any closer to the creature.
Oh yeah, that's fine. My movement action was going straight up into this dang tree. So, first off, I would like to shout from this tree to Priest. You can make fire, right? Like that's one of your things.
Sort of.
Okay, good. And you see, I seem to have this thing in my inventory called 3 pounds of oil. So I would like to throw this bucket of oil at the carcinogen or whatever it was named, Crenshaw.
We're just straight up going straight to Mongol Empire levels of animal cruelty. It seems.
Yo, I have no offensive capabilities. All right, I have vicious mockery, and that has had like a 10% hit rate.
So you're gonna lob a flask of oil.
Mm-hmm.
But it comes in flasks. It's very convenient.
Yeah. What would you like me to roll
so
for that?
Me a
history, Arcana,
dexterity attack. Yep.
Okay, dex attack. Okay, so I will yeetus this. Yeah, that checks out. That's fine.
And
I hope the deer doesn't mind me polluting the water with a bunch of oil.
Well,
I'm sure he does.
I'm gonna say it's not gonna even get that far. It'll sort of, you kind of chuck it, and you try to anticipate, getting it past the little overhang of the bridge on either side, and you manage to clip one of the tree's branches, and it sort of does this sort of backwards spiral and down and hits the ground.
Well, that was my idea. And let's see, I have no more bardic inspirations, so that is my turn.
Excellent. Carcass.
So this little fawn's butt's practically hanging over the lip of this, right?
Kinda.
Well, I mean, I haven't eaten in days. And everybody's up there fighting something. I don't know what it is. I'm hungry. Food's weird out here, and so's time, and I don't like it. There is just a deer right there on the lip of this bridge. So close. I want to try to eat the deer.
Okay.
So what do I have to do to get up there to eat that deer?
A 10-foot vertical leap from water.
Well, I do have movement speed equal to my land speed while in water. So and like how deep is this water?
Easily 15 feet.
Okay, so yeah, I could get the 10 feet of movement to do a vertical leap.
From water?
Yeah, well, I theoretically, I guess. I don't know how that would work.
You'd have to jump 10 feet straight up out of the water.
Is there anything for me to grab onto between there?
In theory, yes. So let's give it an athletics check.
Okay.
But this will be your action.
That's absolutely fine if that's my action, because I have a bonus action that I can do.
Oh.
Yeah, that's 20.
Cool. All right.
So and then I'm going to use my bonus action, Hungry Jaw, to try to eat this deer.
Okay.
So, fun fact about alligators:
Oh
What's that
no! I rolled bad.
they can apparently launch themselves their entire body length out of the water.
Can confirm this is true.
And confirm. But in your effort, somehow
This is a very
the
hard angle to get.
you kind of stick your head over and you try to snap at it, and somehow it moves.
Yeah,
You
so
thought you
you'll
had it.
just see a rather large crocodile head explode up right past the lip of this bridge before dropping back down.
Oh, come
Priest
on!
is gonna see that and he's gonna turn back and like, are there crocodiles around here?
I don't know where here is.
All right.
Oh, the big deer moved.
I'm sure
Why,
it's
why did the big deer move?
I don't know. Probably because our
Tried to
new
eat
party
the
member tried
baby.
to eat its child's butt.
Oh dear.
Not what I was expecting, but we're rolling with it. So,
Hey,
the Crunch
I was
Bar-
going to try to eat one of the other people if they got too close to the water. But you have a baby deer. What do you think an alligator's going to
Yeah,
do
you
if they
got
see
some
a
nice
baby
venison
deer?
right there.
I'm not
I
taking the
mean,
blame for this.
my thought would be not to eat anything in the Feywild, but what do I know?
Why do you think she's so hungry right now?
All right. Where'd Alejandro go?
That's a good question. I think the child learned how to open the bolts.
Excellent.
No, I'm just making sure he's not getting exposed. He's not supposed to.
Clever boy.
I
He's
apologize
learning.
for today. Okay, I put on his favorite show. That should do it.
Started learning at an accelerated rate.
If I need to move and it's my turn, I can still hear you guys anywhere in the house, and I have D&D Beyond on my phone, so I can use that if I have to.
That's fair. 100%. Don't need to move, though, because it's just going to turn around and attack you.
Wait, do I have shield yet? Fuck, I don't have shield yet.
When
I think it's fine.
When it decides
still
to roll.
have a couple of spell slots I can burn
Oh.
on silvery barbs.
I think a 22 hits you.
Hold on, let me check. Yes.
Silvery barbs. Reroll that.
Oh?
What? All right. You can do that for a friend, too?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
do that. Any creature I see.
Yeah, well.
And then I choose a different creature to get
Fine.
advantage.
I will reroll it.
Yeah.
Don't think a 12 hits you, though. Priest, 12 AC.
A 12? No! That crocodile can go fuck itself. I'm joking. I love crocodiles. They're my second favorite animal.
They're pretty good.
Oh, no. I mean, the crocodile's a different enemy. This is the bench shark.
And
Yeah,
I no longer
I'm
care.
not attacking you. I'm trying to eat the baby deer that's right there, totally defenseless.
and I will give Priest the advantage since Naveen just creates his own advantages.
Fair.
That's fair. Speaking of, Naveen, you're up.
I saw the crocodile person come out.
Yes, it was difficult to miss. Something
Okay.
erupted out of the
Is
water, attacking the baby deer.
Did drop back into the water.
I will hold action. I want to be, like, prepared.
What's coming
Also,
next?
the Crenshaw is in melee range with an ally. Just throwing that out there.
Oh. Well, hold on. Let me look at it real quick. If he's right there. You know what? Sure. Why not? Can I, instead of holding, can I shoot it in its head?
You absolutely can.
Let's
You
see.
can try. And you have advantage, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
And you get sneak attack. Ooh,
Hold on, that was the
Good thing you have
first one.
advantage.
16.
That's better. That is a hit.
Okay, let's do some piercing. 4 more damage.
And sneak attack as well. So you get an extra d6.
Say that again.
You get an extra d6 because you're sneak attacking.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah.
Roll a d6 again. Whoops, wrong one. Wrong one, sorry.
That's a big d6.
Yeah, there you go. 6. Plus the 2, that is 8.
Plus a 2 from what?
You said to roll the d6,
Oh,
right? Oh,
Ooh.
did I roll it the wrong way?
you just rolled the short bow damage. That's all right. Added 6.
Oh,
That's the important part.
okay. Yeah, I got
It
a
should
6.
give you an option to add sneak attack damage.
I see it. It's here at the bottom.
Cool. And then
Sorry.
next time. Are you moving at all? Are you good where you are?
I am. I'm going to come out just a little bit. Because it's attacking 3, so I'm going to come out. And I'm going to say, the tabaxi should have you for lunch.
Ooh.
And that's my end of my turn.
Oh, music.
There we go. Sorry about that. Many technical difficulties. Priest.
All right, so Sasanili has covered this creature in oil.
Nope, I failed miserably.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you failed miserably. What?
But you do
Sasanili,
have
you had
advantage.
one job. You had one job.
Yep.
He did.
Okay, let me just check something real quick. What can I do as a bonus action? So I can don't die? Bonus actions. Oh! What happens?
Don't you have Arms of Adder still going?
It does not look like it is a concentration spell. It is one that I can just cast again and again.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I am gonna do it again, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
Arms of
I
Hadar!
thought it was. Oh no, it must be the other one.
Make me that strength saving check. Or save.
Strength. Save. Apparently not.
takes 10 points of
Apparently,
necrotic
it
damage.
completely boned that saving.
Yeah.
Snazzy.
Alright, and that is all the spells that I can cast. Except for cantrips.
Which,
Level
you're
2,
good at anyway.
folks.
That's fine.
Alright, so that'll be the end of my turn.
Assassinelli.
Alright. Oh wait, did Priest miss his attack?
No, I cast a spell.
Oh, okay. Alright. So let me check the range on something. There's my character sheet. 60 feet, alright. So since throwing stuff didn't work, I'm going to go back to my only real damaging ability with Vicious Mockery. But instead of viciously mocking the creature with highbrow literacy references, he's just going to open his mouth and, completely inaudible to most people, but hopefully audible to this creature, he's just gonna bat screech.
Dog whistle.
Yeah, exactly. So it has to make some kind of...
Fair.
Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. What is with these saving throws? Oh! A 3 is not going to cut it.
Oh, finally, I hit something with Vicious Mockery. It just required him to
You did
not
some
say
psychic hit.
anything. Alright, 1d6 psychic
Nice.
damage, and it has disadvantage on its next attack roll. Woo! That's 5 damage.
Nice.
That's the most damage I have done thus far in this campaign.
It's looking pretty beat up. And it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Yep.
Carcass.
Okay, well, this jumping at this thing clearly isn't working. It sounds like there's a bunch of stuff happening up past it. That means that something else might be dying up there. That might be a little bit easier than just embarrassing myself missing this little baby deer.
The
So,
opportunism of an apex predator.
So yeah, I'm gonna swim around and try to,
Going up that
fight.
way is going to take a strength check.
Yeah, that's fine.
You're fighting the current.
Just a strength check or
Athletics.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Oh,
24.
nice.
And yeah, I want to climb. I want to get out of there. Climb out there.
That'll be another athletics check to climb the embankment.
Oh no. Well, that's 13.
That's enough, though. Yeah.
Wow.
It's not an overly difficult climb, but it's still
It's wet and
effort.
smooth.
And you come up, and Priest and Naveen, you now see a crocodilian featured lizard folk, and I will let Eve describe the rest.
Yeah, Carcass is nearly 7 feet tall, but you can tell that there's a bit more. She carries herself like a very forward, hunched stature. Very muscular, incredibly jacked. From the tip of her nose to the tip of the tail, it's about 11, 12 feet. A lot of scars. She has a few very prominent tusk-like fangs. In terms of clothing, she's pretty much just wearing a very close-fitting vest with like numerous pockets. It looks like a rough old leather. And other than that, she just has like a very static expression, very severe. And she's carrying a hand axe in her hand right now, and it looks like she has a makult. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I looked it up. Strapped to her back.
Cool. You are within range of the Crenshaw. Throw that out there.
Oh, did that cost an action to climb up there?
And what you see is I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Because you kept it all within the movement. You see a 7-foot tall human. You didn't think they came that big.
With disturbingly long arms.
And actually, I will have that awkward point of gangly. If you want, Alejandro, please describe priest.
So you see a clearly human, but like our lovely DM said, he's disturbingly tall for a human. Like to the point where it's not just, oh, he's tall, that's uncomfortable to look at. Added to the fact that his arms and legs seem to be odd lengths in comparison. His arms reach all the way down to his knees going straight, and his legs are just even longer than that. Oddly proportioned, with silver, messy hair, wearing what appears to be the clothing of a priest, but clearly covered in scars, and the clothes are not well taken care of, to be fully honest.
And Naveen, could you describe yourself?
So, Naveen is maybe about
You're muted.
6'2". Am I still muted?
No.
Nope.
Oh, Naveen is about 6'2". Elf man
You're good.
with a beard, locks, and some jewelry, and long, spindly hands, well, fingers. And he has almost always a slight smirk on his face, as he's always looking for something. And he's very pretty.
How exciting.
And he's got a bow trained on the large,
Yes.
tiger-like, wolf-like thing.
Okay, so it looks like this
this range
wolf thing's the outnumbered party here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks like it's been hit a couple times.
A couple times, yep.
Okay, I'm gonna throw my my axe at it.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Oh. Apparently, I don't have a means of throwing this X in my list of options here. So just -1 from that hit DC.
Maybe just a straight attack roll.
Oh,
There you go.
throwing it.
That works. That's a hit.
All right. So yeah, it takes 10.
Dang, for my hand axe?
Yeah.
Good roll. Nice.
26 plus 4. Fucking
Bang.
strong.
That's great. And it yelps in pain. And let's see. It starts to run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So before it gets that far,
I would like to make an attack of opportunity, please.
You do. And so does Naveen. It would be a melee attack, however. You
Yep.
wouldn't be able to shoot
That's
the
a
short bow.
natural 20.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just roll damage now.
Are you a tavern brawler?
Yep.
He is.
So I just rolled 4, plus 4 equals 8, and I roll another d4 for crits, right?
Yes.
And check. That's an additional 2 for 10 points of damage.
With the punch. Amazing. And a 12. Oh wait. Oh no, you had. Naveen, what are you attacking with?
Didn't you say that it was melee?
Yeah, it would have to be a melee attack.
Okay, so
Oh, you're
I
attacking on
did a
Okay.
yes.
So here's a question. For example, when you attacked last round with your short bow, you hit it,
Yes.
which causes the Vex weapon tag, which means
Oh no.
that you get an advantage if you attack with that weapon the following round. Now, you can't
Okay.
attack with I mean, I guess you could shoot a short bow into a melee, but it's going to be disadvantage, which would cancel out the advantage. But
Yeah.
would that work if you use the short bow as a weapon and smack it with it?
Why not?
Skirting the rule?
Let's.
I mean,
Yeah.
Are there
know
gun
what?
bashing rules for D&D?
rules as written?
Let-
No. Rules as intended? I think so?
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it.
Sorry.
You know what? I'm going to say you are attacking with the weapon. Rules as written.
23.
You're attacking with the weapon. Is that a crit? Almost. Jesus. That is a hit. So let's do a D4 damage. Because it's an improvised weapon.
Okay, I will
Alright.
say it does not say that you have to use that weapon. At least for the
Doesn't say
hand
how.
aspects. It just says that you have advantage on your next attack roll against that creature before the end of your next turn. It doesn't say you have to use the same
With
weapon.
that weapon. Does, though, doesn't
That's
it?
not what mine says.
Alright, let's see. D&D 5.5 Hex. Or no, not Hex, Vex.
Vex.
If you hit a creature with this weapon and deal damage to the creature, you have advantage on your next check. Oh no, it doesn't
Yeah,
even say that
just
weapon.
attack
That
roll.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. Yeah, so you
No,
can
I
use
was
any
just
weapon.
thinking, it's like the whole point of me grabbing hand axes was so I could get an advantage on like bite attacks and stuff.
That's fair. So yeah, Joe, you can choose to use a different weapon, like I don't know, a dagger or something.
I think beating
End of
it
an
with a bow is going to be okay for now.
I kind of like beating it with.
And
the
then
bow.
I'll switch
So
over.
you're gonna roll a D4 damage.
I did, which was the 7.
That's a D6.
Oh, D4.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh no. How do I do that?
/R D4.
Where do I
Or
do
in
that?
the in the dice roller, you click on the dice. You should just click on the
Oh,
D4.
There you
should
go.
work.
If you want, you can take my 4 that I rolled.
Is it /RD4?
Yep, R space D4, and then you can also add in included modifiers.
R space D4.
Where is the dice roller?
On the left side of the screen.
It's a little chat
On
thing.
the side panel, it looks like a D20,
Okay.
and it should just hover over the D4.
Oh, I didn't even realize
Wait.
that was on there. I was using our
Wait, which one?
Nice.
on your character sheet, the very bottom left corner. You'll see a little D20 in a circle.
Oh.
Didn't even notice that.
Yeah, me neither. My mic is covering that portion.
I don't even have that excuse.
Oh.
Nice.
Right.
Oh. Roll 2d4.
I did not mean to do that. I am still new
That's
to
all right.
this.
Don't worry.
Hold on. Just one.
Yep. I'm going to give you the
There
4
you go.
anyways because
4.
I'm going to give you an extra bonus. Perfect. 4. There it is. Now, it is within 5 feet of an opponent when you attack it. And as a result of that, I'm going to allow a sneak attack bonus. So roll a
Oh,
d6 on
yes.
top of that d4.
Okay. Let me roll a d6. 3. So 7.
You only had 6
Oh.
hit points left. All right. So how do you dispatch this animal with your short bow in your hand?
Okay. Okay, so
Weapon.
don't laugh. So, like you would do a very bad dog or a kitty, like roll up a newspaper, but kind of like take my bow and like, no, no, no.
Oh.
And somehow you catch it just at the base of the skull or something, and it just like its eyes roll into the back of its head, and it falls to the ground, unmoving.
And that's why I said you will be lunged for the tabaxi. And you, oh, it's dead. Rob it. What's on it?
It is in fact a very large, basically the size of a tiger, but it's sort of it's like that evolutionary step between cats and dogs, where it's sort of built
Does it have?
a bit more canine and a bit more feline, depending on what part of it you look at. But the strangest part of its features are sort of like a hard, extra thick, bony sort of covering on the front of its muzzle that seems to have a loose connection to the skin, so the skin peeled itself away.
Can it be taken to a taxidermist?
Are we in
Possibly.
still in initiative?
We are now no longer in combat, unless you want to
Okay.
attack them.
No. I think what Carcass is going to do is she's just going to start marching right past everybody, come up to this weird cat dog. Take out her hand axe, just like rip it right out the side. Then she's gonna reach down and grab one of the legs and start trying to rip it off.
Excuse
Cool.
me.
Oh, wait. One moment. I'm trying to see if I can take it in to be taxidermied. Well, Well, it's going to be a one leg short. Hello?
Is a 13 enough to rip off a leg?
Oh my god.
Just completely ignoring us.
What would you use? Animal handling? Medicine? I mean,
I
it's
don't
a
know.
dead carcass.
just
I'm
used
just
one
strong arming
dead.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, you bury the hatchet a couple of times into the flesh of the pit of the foreleg, and you manage to tear off a chunk of shoulder to go with it.
Yeah, she's gonna start eating it as she turns and looks at them.
So yeah, from the tree, you'll hear. Okay, so, you're wearing clothes, so that's a good sign that you're probably not going to eat us. So, do you know where we are?
No. I was going to ask you the same thing.
Oh, great. Oh, I hate this place.
You will answer my questions, yes.
If you answer ours,
I make no promises.
then neither do we.
She takes her hatchet and just like cleaves it halfway through the head of the animal. Points over at the deer. Are you going to eat that?
Priest is
I'm
gonna look
vegetarian.
over at the deer. Can we see the giant one that's currently crossing the river? Like, can we see that? Is that a thing that is visible to us? Can anyone else hear him? I cannot hear him.
Nope.
Yes. Do you see
Ah.
the glow? It is walking on top of the water.
He's gonna turn back
Nope.
to Carcass.
You can absolutely see it.
I get the feeling that that's its mother over there, pointing at the giant glowing one that's walking across
Working
the
now?
water. Yes.
Hmm. How big is this giant one?
Massive.
Priest is. What did we
Oh
say?
no, I'm
it
talking about
was?
the deer.
Oh, the deer. It looks bigger than the tree, from looking at the map.
Hmm.
Can Sasanili like roll Arcana or History or something to see if he's ever read anything about giant magical deer?
Huge.
I'm sorry. It's what?
It's huge.
Jesus, that's bigger than I thought.
Hmm. I am not concerned.
That'll be. Let's give it a. Yeah, give it an Arcana check.
Hell yeah, I'm partially good at those.
Huge is huge.
That's perfectly average.
Bravado. Nothing to your recollection. I mean, sometimes in the frozen north, you've heard tales of overly large deer, like creatures like moose or caribou. Those are still large animals and still within bounds of reason. I mean, you've been in the Amino jungle and you've seen, you know, the evidence of like dinosaurs and things like that, and you've heard of, you know, the overly large, gigantic examples, dire animals, but your knowledge of those is that they're pretty savage and definitely not magical. But then you sort of glowing, it doesn't leave a footprint when it pushes itself onto the grass, the stone precipice on either side of the river gave it absolutely no difficulty, and it walked straight across on top of the water. And as it walks under you, the tree almost seems, you feel the tree suddenly move and lean away from it in order to give it a path through between yourself and the bridge.
He's gonna scamper off.
It's almost close enough for you to touch, and it's easily 10 feet left at the shoulder.
What was that? Alejandro, there's a lot of sound.
Yeah, a lot of background noise.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't notice Teams changed the settings to my camera mic instead of my headphone mic.
Ah.
Aha!
So
Understood.
yeah,
I
as
mean, I
the
probably
deer
have to
gets
check
closer,
that myself.
yeah, as the deer gets closer, since Sasanili only knows about giant dire animals, he's just gonna assume it's carnivorous and scamper to the other side of the tree.
Mike? Would
Yep.
Priest being a warlock, would he have any knowledge of other common warlock patrons, such as, Fae?
Oh yeah. Any significant, powerful being can offer the gift of lending other entities their power for a price, sort of thing. It's,
So could I roll something?
but usually you're thinking.
Go ahead.
Usually it's a particularly powerful entity.
Okay. I'm trying to think of if he had any chance of recognizing what this thing is, but outside of that, I got nothing.
Based upon, I guess, a limited sort of lexicon of, you figure logically, for example, like the Queen of the Fae, the Summer King, the Queen of Air and Darkness, large names, movers and shakers, sort of thing, godlings essentially unto themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You're not familiar with one that looks like a deer.
Mm-hmm.
Careful,
I'm
it
going
might
to
be
be honest.
carnivorous.
I don't know what that is, but I do not think we should mess with it.
Yeah, I think Carcass is just go standard ground. She is not used to this
Let's
place.
see.
Given that she is a very high-end predator, she has to actually be challenged first before she tends to back down.
Fair. You all hear, both with your ears and in your minds, a voice. And it says, I thank you for your assistance. My name is Mother Doe. But you do not belong here.
Can you send us back to the city, Miss Mother Doe.
And the little fawn, which is the size of a regular fawn, kind of scampers up around the corner, looks really side-eye at Carcass, and then sort of scampers literally underneath.
The second it moves, like Carcass's eyes just snap onto it and track it the entire way.
Seeing Carcass's there are not multiple alligator lizard men here. Seeing Carcass eyes lock on and having dealt with lizard men before, Priest is just gonna go, not now. Not now.
I have enough.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, Eve? I could not hear you.
I have enough.
Thank you.
Something is wrong. The winds have changed. Death has a stranglehold on life here. This should not be. You should not be here.
I agree. Yeah, we were supposed to start looking for some Asurect with his death curse, and then we showed up here for some reason. So, if you could just point the way back to town, we will get out of your hair.
There is no town.
I'm sorry, what?
And she glows a bit more brightly, sort of thing, and her features become, I guess, indistinct in this suffusing glow. And she sort of, the glow pares down to something that looks nondescript in a sense. There are masculine features, there's feminine features, and the legs of a fawn with horns that spiral, and they still have essentially the blue glowing fur of the doe that was. And she's sort of garbed in a sort of a ragtag, for want of a better term, sort of thing, some modesty covering, and some jewelry. But it doesn't seem to be made of metal, it seems to be made of stone, possibly, or glass, but not glass, clearly, because this is a forest. Sort of wound with thin vine.
Okay.
How did you come by this place?
We don't know.
Yeah,
I
was reading
was
a book.
betrayed.
Oh, one of us has an answer. Yeah, I just assumed
coward.
the lich sent us here, probably.
You have the scent of death.
Yeah, I think one of us technically died like a half hour ago.
Carcass absolutely smells just like blood and meat normally. I'm assuming Priest probably got a big nose full of that when she walked past.
If you do not know how you came, then how will you ever return?
That is what we are on the cusp of trying to figure out. We were a little distracted by, and he just gestures towards the creature that we beat to death, that Carcass is currently eating.
Yeah, I mean, maybe given some time between me and Priest here, we might be able to decipher the teleportation spell out of this book, and he'll just kind of hold up the flesh-bound Necronomicon Ex Mortis he has.
They recoil, eyeing it very warily. That smells of death.
Yeah,
But that
probably.
just adds to
Yeah,
what
I
has
don't-
already come.
Yeah, I don't think this is cow leather that it's bound in. But yeah, he'll flip the pages.
This is very strange.
No, it's pretty average for older texts. Like, you know, they used whatever they could to bind these books, and sometimes it was flesh.
Sometimes you use human sinew, sometimes you use...
Yeah, sometimes you use cow. It's just whatever's handy.
Right, fair. Do any of you remember how you got here?
I remember vines, and then a blind. Yeah, we got wrapped up in vines, and then we got flashbanged.
Carcass knows exactly how she got here, and she's not happy about it.
Vines. Did she summon you?
You know what?
How odd.
Probably.
Who is she?
The Mistress of Thorns.
Is this a name any of us would have had a chance to hear before?
Yeah, was this anything in any of
Give
Sasanili's
me...
stories?
Give me... stories.
Look, I have
Arcana
and
or
history
history,
as my
but
good
it'll be
one.
very
Okay. You know what? I'll do history.
I'm sorry, it was history, or what was the other one?
Arcana.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
Finally.
Yeah, I'm better at history.
8.
Fuck!
You've forgotten your children's books.
I got a 17.
You read them.
My parents didn't read me children's books, they read me war manuals.
Exactly.
They read me national and religious
And
propaganda.
Carcass, this is outside your immediate scope of what's the word I'm looking for?
Expertise.
Deities, pantheon. It's outside your knowledge of pantheons.
Understandable.
Asanili, however, being the avid bibliophile that you are,
Yeah.
You remember children's stories about the Fae, the Feywild, Oberon, and Titania, the Summer Queen, and then the bad ones, the Queen of Air and Darkness, the Prince of Frost, her consort, that sort of thing. And you remember vaguely. There was a Fae once. Maybe she was related to Oberon, but she fell in love and died. or did she die? But it was this love that eventually turned out to be a betrayal, and something about her lying there and having the forest consume her.
So, yeah, Sasanili is going to launch out of the tree and like scramble onto Naveen and say, "Nobody touch anything. We're in the Feywild."
Oh,
Carcass takes another bite.
well, what is your name? Wait, I switched into Southern. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm trying not to.
Do it.
Okay? But there's another
I'm saying-
game I play in earlier in the week where I'm literally playing basically just Benoit Blanc as a dinosaur. I've killed Joe. I'm sorry.
I see Carcass basically sort of rolling the last bite off of their tongue, like, "Whoa.
No,
Don't touch anything."
She's been here for at least a few days. It's kind of
She's
hard to
been
tell
eating.
how much time's passed. Like, she has not had much in the way of food just freely available, so she is eating.
So she's not.
Weird looking fish.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. Even that's been sparse, and they do weird things when she approaches sometimes. So it's been it's just been hard. She does not like this place. It is cold, and she wants to go.
Yeah, it's creepily cold, and it shouldn't be. So
That Fae,
What,
was she the mother of Thorns or the mistress of Thorns?
mistress.
Okay, mistress. But yeah, besides this being the Feywild, mistress of Thorns, she married someone, got betrayed, and the forest reclaimed her. More or less, that's the cliff notes of at least the story I've read.
I'm sorry. Wait, back up. She married someone, and then got betrayed, so she came back here.
Possibly. As far as I know, she could be the entire forest. But yeah, just nobody touch anything, and he'll motion at Carcass. It's too late for you.
I think Carcass like stands up straight, grabs like a large portion of this corpse, and just like hoists it up over her shoulder, and looks at this deer person and asks, "Where is the mistress?"
I can take you there.
You will take me there.
But I don't know if she'll let you leave now that you have eaten here. Ah, well, we shall see.
She will let me leave.
She pets the fawn, and out of nowhere, in her hand, a small vial. She puts the vial to the eye of the fawn. The eye sort of weeps a tear. The tear trickles down into the bottom of the vial, and the fawn, or the deer elf woman, swirls the vial around. It becomes a fuller liquid and fills itself up with a vaguely grayish, vaguely blue, slightly thicker looking fluid of some kind. And She
Oh.
covers her hand
Right.
over the lid, the opening. Oop. Covers her hand over the opening of the vial, pulls it away. There's a cork. And she holds it out to, I guess, whoever's closest. Naveen with Sassanili on his back. You will want this.
What's it do?
I do not know. If this death curse that you claim is as bad as they say it feels, if this death is coming to the Fae, then we will all need any help we can get, and we will need to rely on the innocent. This should return a creature to life. If you put it to their tongue the moment that they perish. But I cannot tell you for sure if it will in fact work. Now come. You must meet the mistress. And she morphs into a huge deer one more time. The fawn seems to have vanished. And the deer starts plodding down the path to an unknown direction. The tree itself sort of moving back and around out of its way. Give it space.
Yeah, Carcass is following.
Need to send a
Priest will follow too.
Yeah, Sassanelli's gonna fly so he doesn't have to touch anything.
I'll send a text to the
As we're walking, Carcass is just going to glance over her shoulder real quick and say, I am assuming that you are from the same place as I.
And that place being
The jungles, the cities. You know these places. You smell of them.
from one of them.
Yeah, we came from a Sassarine.
Yes. This is close. If you assist me in...
Sent a text to the... There we go. That's a lot of lag.
Yes, I'm fine with that.
Text to the meeting chat.
If you assist me in exiting this place, I will reward you.
Well, at least we'll get paid for something today.
My float is small, but we have treasure.
Had to take off work to go to funeral and then had to break into some wizard's house, and now we're in an alternate dimension. Today's a wash.
You got that right, Sasanili.
I was betrayed by a coward. I will destroy this coward.
Yeah, you mentioned something about that earlier. Like, what, did they push you into the Feywild or something, or?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes, exactly.
that's pretty bad. Yeah. So are they
All
also a giant alligator person?
They were puny lizard folk.
Okay,
Too
so
weak
not as
to
terrifying.
challenge me.
All right. You walk, and as you walk and talk, the forest thickens and slowly stops moving aside to let the deer pass. So the deer itself is forced into smaller and smaller, I guess, paths and sort of passageways between trees under the canopies, and even sometimes having to turn its head in order to accommodate the horns, or the antlers, excuse me. And you walk for a time, and because of it's the Feywild, you're not sure if you've walked for 3 hours or 3 minutes.
Or 3
Feels
years.
like it's been forever, or it could have been years. Who knows? It feels disturbing, like an indiscriminate amount of time. That's the best part of the Fey. You can literally say, this took exactly this long. So I'm switching the map, and it's going to come out. You're going to be at the bottom right.
Yep, we sure are. But yeah, while we're walking, Sasanili's telling, or like, actively being paranoid about the whole time dilation problems. So it's just like, yeah, no, it might be 100 years by the time we get back. It might be 15 minutes ago. Everyone we know could be dead.
Priest is gonna put a hand on Sasanili's shoulder, which now that I think about it might be the size of Sasanili's entire head.
Yeah.
Sasanili,
Huh?
I promise, if we can, we will fix the time dilation issue. But until then, can you please stop freaking out about it?
I will stop vocally freaking out about it.
I'll take it.
And as you walk, the ground becomes less firm terra firma and more inconvenient earthen spots between ground-covered plants. And these plants are vines, they're thorned, brambles, they have every now and then you see the strange sort of a flower sort of reaches up out of the bloom, out of the morass of foliage. It's all gray and bluish because of the shades of the moon and the darkness. And it's sort of this opens up this flower. And are those teeth? That's weird. It kind of look like teeth from here. And the flower sort of almost pivots to watch you as you move past it. And skittering in the trees, in the branches and the foliage of the bushes and the trees, and the rustling of leaves, and almost like small wooden creatures sort of crawl past, like humanoids, but not humanoids and made of wood. And one sort of scuttles from an opening and sort of travels down, and it looks at you. And it stares. And then
Sasanili's just going to make the
lifts
universal sign for I'm watching you.
And it sort of lifts its very clear, almost like a claw or like an insect, the front four legs of an insect sort of thing with the little clawed toes, and it sort of lifts up its claws, and it forms them into, almost folds them together, and gives you the follow me sort of come this way motion, and then turns. It sort of almost sounds like a wooden snap and crack of like dry branches as it sort of twists back down to all fours and then starts scuttling.
Good. I do not like the riddles. And Carcass starts following.
Priest is gonna follow as well.
Yeah. Sasanili
And you see,
flapping about.
as you go further in, you see more of them. You see small, tiny elf-like, goblin-like creatures with sallow skin, covered in sort of darkened clothing, hoods and robes, and evil glowing eyes from beneath the cloaks. They sort of they laugh and they sort of disappear into the foliage as you
Well,
approach.
that's not terrifying whatsoever.
And then as one sort of scuttles, sort of backs up against the foliage, sort of watches you, you notice as another sort of growth of a plant comes up, spreads its petals open, snatches it, and he's like, and his like little feet dangling out of the mouth of the flower, and it crunches, and you hear a sickening, wet sort of crunch of many bones, and then a bright flash of light as the darkling succumbs to its wounds, and then it sort of dissipates into ash.
Well, that was lovely.
And as you further in, it comes back every now and then if you're not moving fast enough, and it's like,
Yeah, it's
And as you get-
Igor.
quite close, you see. Can you see that at this point? Yes, I'm pretty sure you can.
Yes, I have surprisingly good
A-
eyesight for a bat.
Yeah, I've got 120 feet of vision.
I'm gonna do one more thing.
I can't see shit.
Where I. Hold on.
Up,
This one.
up.
And this one.
Ah. That's concerningly adorable.
This is where I knit the campaigns together. Yes. You see this small, very green, very sort of tiny, 2.5 feet maybe, femme presenting little sort of plant person who kind of looks like a humanoid hibiscus with pink sort of petals for hair, comes up, and she's looking up very sort of innocently, and as she is, this great towering entity waves its hand, and another plant sort of almost folds up around the little petaled hibiscus girl like a giant sundew. Just snap. And it's sort of like, and you almost see it sort of like grow and pulse, almost like it swallowed the little girl into the ground.
I hate it
That's
here.
horrifying.
And
What the fuck
then
is
sort of, and then
this?
the plant petals sort of fold back down again.
Okay, so no one stand on that.
And the great, the tall entity, the femme presenting, and I use the term loosely because the normally when in a humanoid shape you can see the veins sometimes in the arms or the legs, and they aren't veins. Maybe they're vines, and it's sort of they're on the outside, and she seems to be made of wood, wood and vines, with hair that seems to sort of fall back behind her and meld almost into the foliage of the sickened and twisted forest behind her. And she sits. She's sitting. Maybe she's standing. She's not standing. She's sort of recessed into this copse of wood, decayed vegetation, mushroom, and she looks down. Ah. So. What shall I do with you?
Preferably nothing bad.
Sending us home would be great.
Well, I saved you from home, so that doesn't make any sense.
Could
You
you
see,
elaborate?
something is happening in your dimension, and I would have it not affect the Feywild. So I would have an interest in what it is difficult to understand your mortal obsession with death. And yet you celebrate it. You you revere it and fear it all at the same time. And now one of you has decided to make it permanent, so it seems. This is just a natural cycle for we in the Fae. But now mortals are feeling this pinch, and it frightens them. Why would I send you back to that?
Because we want to fix it.
Do you?
Is that not what I just said?
And she smiles, and you can almost hear the twisting of the wood, like it's almost like a branch or a tree sort of waving in a in the forest when you have a windstorm, you can hear that. And she stands, or at least comes up to a fuller height, easily 20 feet tall. And is already here.
Ooh. What was that?
So I am not convinced. I am not convinced that you all really wish to leave.
With that, Carcass is just gonna push right past Priest and just get right up in there. I must destroy the coward. I must reclaim my float. You will release me from this place. Oh no, not the book.
What was the spell called?
Shit.
Carnivorous plant, I believe it was called.
I'm just gonna roll a d20. What's your armor class?
16.
Cool. Um, uh, the the giant sundew petals that you didn't realize were there, you thought you'd avoided them. They snap shut and pin you. And it's kind of weird and gross because all the little the little bits with the little sticky bits are all sort of sticking to you. So the more you struggle, the more of the plant sticks to you.
Mm-hmm. Super.
Priest is gonna walk up next to the plant, and he's not gonna touch it, but his hand is gonna light with green flame as he looks up at the tree lane and says, "Do you mind?" Pointing at the thing, just at like signaling, asking to release him or release Carcass.
That's fair. It's really hard to tell Carcass's gender.
I was just like, would Priest know?
Going
Like
to
he's
Yeah,
been around
no, he
lizard
very
lizards.
much
bandit.
just looks like a lizard folk. Just an exceptionally large one.
Okay, I think we're getting a little off topic here, and Sasanelli is going to like lower Priest's hand and like motion at the giant flower bulb from like at the Mistress of Thorns and say
Yeah, Carcass is
So-
definitely in there struggling, by the way. Visibly.
so there is a criminal in our world which is causing this whole imbalance of death and life that, to my understanding of the Feywild and its workings, the imbalance in our world will eventually seep out over here. So it would actually be in your and the Feywild's best interest if you can send us back so we can take care of this criminal. And also, this lizard person has agreed to pay us, and I would like to get some form of monetary compensation for the entire crap show that has happened today. I have been knocked unconscious 3 times by skeletons. I think he died. And okay, I'm getting a bit animated here, but basically what I am saying is it is in everyone's best effort if we return back to our spot of origin, even if that puts us in danger.
I know of the plight you speak of. I know of the immortal with delusion grandeur and his efforts to bring death upon your dimension. I do not care. It amuses me to watch mortals scurrying like ants, worrying about their next, all for naught. But then Xochiquetzal approaches me and pleads with me to help her save her world. And so I send an emissary. And then you decide to involve yourselves directly in the affairs of that entity.
Wait, the Lich was working for you?
No.
Oh, okay.
A lover of cats, a lover of books, a lover of carrion, and a lover of darkness. And speaking of Mitsley, a lover of death. Right there too. Sorry. But you, and she looks at Priest distinctly. You are not from there. You're from elsewhere, and you have lost something quite dear.
Your point.
No?
And for a brief moment, everyone else will see Priest get deeply uncomfortable.
Oh no, he can't handle it when people are being uncomfortable at him.
You're right.
I'm fine.
Your
I'm not
darkness
sure
no
about
longer
that.
shines, warrior.
Let's say
Would you
the
like your
person-
darkness to shine again?
Priest was going to be sarcastic. It's probably not the first time someone who's known him has asked about this to try to insult him. But the second you say that, he goes, "What do you mean?"
I have sent one already, but she deals with others, and Xochitl's pet. I would like a more direct hand in this dance of death that you are about to embark upon. Death has her minions, and she waves at Leslie. You will be mine. And in exchange, not only will I let your associate leave Faye, despite having eaten here, but I will give you back the darkness that claimed you.
And what do you get in return?
Amusement. Your service. And then eventually, when you succeed, no further encroachment of this death disease to my domain.
Priest is gonna walk up to where he's closer. Wrong thing.
And as he does, the vines themselves, they wrap around your legs, but they wrap around in such a way and they twist themselves in such a way that the thorns are poking out and not into your flesh. They sort of like lift, embrace, and sort of carry you up a little. So as you walk, the vines kind of move with you and wrap up further along up to your knees, up to your mid thighs, and sort of support you as you, almost like they're reading your mind to try to move up to her on her level.
Now I'm interested. You give me access to my crew, and I do mean my crew, not whatever servants you already have. I act as your champion for this problem. I make sure, along with my companions and my crew, that this death disease doesn't bug you at all. And he like leans closer. But I am never going to be anyone's minion ever again.
No, you are not a minion. You were never a minion. That is where he failed you. You are destined for more than that. I can taste it. And as she says that, you feel a pinch as some of these vines sort of tighten up and then bury their thorns into your calves.
Then we
You were
got a
destined
deal.
more. You were destined to be more than Hextor's lapdog. We have a deal.
But one more thing.
Your companions, all of your freedom and your crew, you say, your shadows, return to you. And in exchange, you act as my champion.
I can't do the smile in real life, but a giant gas glow smile, like his cheeks are literally spreading back to reveal all of his teeth. Go. Sounds good to me. But one more thing.
Serious?
You try to screw me or mine over. And he leans in close. Remember, you're not the scariest thing I've seen. And me and my crew will drag you down and show you just how dark we can get.
Who do you think created your crew? And you feel this unearthly pain as all of these vines, loose as they were, even though they feel like wood on your legs because they don't move and they feel very grasping against your skin, they wrap around him in rapid succession, and each and every one of them stabbing in with the spines to the point where Priest is completely enveloped in wrapping vines. Sassanili and Naveen,
Panicking, yes.
give me dexterity saving throws.
We
wait,
need
I
to
have
make a highlight reel of Joe's faces and reactions to these.
Jesus.
Oh,
Well,
holy
it
crap.
helps to not be touching the floor, I guess.
Jesus. So the floor basically becomes alive with grasping plants, and they're snapping, and as though like Venus flytraps. They're just.
Up I go.
Naveen, what are you doing?
I rolled a 19.
I know.
Where is Sassanili?
Up. He has gone magnetic up.
If I can, since he's been riding my back, I want to ride his foot. I want to try to jump up and like be carried like a goal bat.
Nice. You reap up.
Ah!
Fair. Okay.
It's now your turn to help me.
What's your strength, Sassanili?
8.
No, you little rodent with wings, fly harder. This isn't going well for you. You're just going down with another elf-sized weight.
Yeah.
Plus gear.
Yeah, I imagine
And
at
you find
first,
yourself losing height.
Yeah, I imagine at first him like shooting straight up like helped him dodge the vines, but now that he is trying to lift himself and Naveen's there, just like the erratic like movement of this bat trying to stay airborne is inadvertently causing the both of them to dodge these horrible tendrils.
Ain't wrong.
Dexterity saving throws again, please.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's more like it.
And as you're flying, and you're losing height, but you're like flapping your arms as hard as you can, just flapping the wings. Something grabs Naveen by the foot, and it sort of like unceremoniously sort of wraps itself around you, and Sassanili, you kind of like turn around, realize that your weight has been relieved, but not relieved because he's still sort of trying to grab a hold of you, and then his grip finally gives up, and you kind of turn away quick, and there are 3 sort of standing in front, or sort of lifted, hovering in front of you, and you are met with darkness, and everything is sticky, it's humid, moist. I can use the word moist, and very constricting. And then you have this idle sensation of the entire plant sort of spasming once, and then darkness.
Yeah, he just has this moment of thought of, I did not expect to die via plant. I expected to get stabbed in the streets.
And then, and then you feel a massive lurch in your stomach. The darkness, the pain, the sticky grossness, all sort of crush one more time and then give way to sudden noise, sudden brightness, daylight, and a map change. This is where we're going to end it. So, as your eyes clear, you are in the middle of the day, broad daylight in an open clearing with a gate, a walled city gate on one side, and surrounded by the Walking Dead.
Oh no, it's
With
a television show
archers
that went on for
shooting
far too
arrows.
long.
Shit!
And archers, so you see arrows flying through the air and killing these or attacking these Walking Dead as they shamble relentlessly towards the city wall, and you're right in the middle of it. So let's stop there because I've gone on far too long. I promised I would end slightly sooner, but I didn't because that's just how these things go. But let's do a quick outro. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, all of our things, sort of thing. And let's do a quick outro to let everybody know who our cast were and where you can find them on the internet. Starting with Alejandro.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between and outside of that. I hope you had a wonderful time listening to us meet Carcass, fight a weird creature in the Feywild, realize Carcass is doomed because he ate things in the Feywild, as well as Priest make a deal with a lady made of thorns. If you want to see more of me, please find me on YouTube or on Instagram or on Blue Sky at The Greedy Dragon. And I hope you enjoy the very inconsistent posting schedule I have for all of them. I'm sorry. If you want to see more of me here with Priest, please give Captain more money so that he can then pay us. We can do this more often, and we can join the capitalistic dystopia that we live in. Hooray!
Excellent. John.
Hello, I'm John. I can be found on my own podcast at Bacon Flavored Pods. My social media is at Crims Bacon. I can be found on dang near every other game on this channel, where I will be playing a bat, a super mutant, a crotchety old priest, a neurotic speedster, and also running my own game in Break, the Twilight Labyrinth. I also stream games with my friend over on his channel, Born Mortal. We are currently playing Fallout 1. And also, I draw things for money if you have just too much money and you need to get rid of it for legal tax reasons. Oh no, I accidentally
Watch that catch. Watch that catch.
swallowed my gum.
Joe.
Hey everybody, this is Joe, the man, according to Alejandro, many faces. So there you go. Um, Dog tired, but here living my life, my little elf life. Um, I'm available on most social media websites, but under the name Nolafanger because I am closer to New Orleans than I actually am, and Fanger because I like to fang bang, like you get it from True Blood, because I really love vampires and everything that was best left in the dark. Yeah, so hit me up on there. Nothing's going on right now, but also to contribute to Mike to give us money that I have not seen yet to buy a pencil because I am a teacher. So
In
also, if you want
America.
to send me money, I am a Spanish teacher at high school. Please, I need stuff for my classroom. So, and money to spend on myself and my children if they need it, which they're eventually going to ask me for snacks. But yes, so that was that. I've been playing Naveen. I am slightly traumatized by this, but yes, there we go.
Uh, and our new cast member, Eve.
Hi, I'm Eve. You can find me over at Lawless Victory on the Blue Sky. That is lawless as in crime, victory as in winning. I'm not on there very often. When I am, it's usually to talk about like anarchism and fighting the state and stuff like that. Occasional shit posting. But once again, I'm not on. I'm trying to disconnect. We should probably all start trying to disconnect a little bit more. If the internet's been bad for us. Um, but there's fun things like this show. Give Mike some money. Uh, if you got money, spread it around a little bit. People need some help. And if you don't got money, just check in with your neighbors. See how they're doing. So it's these little things that can bring us closer to a cohesive anarchist utopia. It's just helping. It's just about helping each other out. Yeah, that's what I got.
Cool. As for me, I was your hapless DM, subjected to the whims of fate. Wasn't expecting half of the stuff that happened, but we made it through. You can catch my pre and post COVID cosplay adventures at Canadian Captain America on TikTok and Instagram, CDN Cap America on Blue Sky and the other app. When I'm still on, because somebody has to hold the door for everybody else to get out. So you can come and join us on Saturdays at 9 a.m. 10 a.m. I guess today. Playing this game every Saturday, every second Tuesday. There is a sister game to it, one of whose characters you actually saw. Every second Tuesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. There is the John's Break, the Twilight Labyrinth game, every third Friday of the month. There is a Cypher System game in which John is playing the speedster every second Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. And we have plans for a Fallout game. We have plans for a Call of Cthulhu game, and more on top of that, depending on how much more we can fit into it and whether or not anybody wants to run them, because I am all full up. So, like and subscribe, follow everybody here. I will fix the broken tag, the rest of there, and follow everybody. Hope everybody had a happy Juneteenth. I hope everyone followed Black creators and creators of color. It is Pride Month, so follow some LGBTQ creators if you can. Open up a browser window and put it on mute, because even that is a follow on Twitch. So everything will help boost the numbers, boost everybody, and bring all the ships up. And we will have a better community because of it. So until that happens, come on back next week, or regardless of whether that happens, come back next week, where we will finally, now that I've got them on track, and Priest has a patron now, we can get into the main meat of the module, so which will be lots of death. So, like and subscribe. Come on back next week. Tip your waitress, and
Seize the means of
we'll catch you on the flip side.
Bye.
Fight the
Yeah.
bourgeoisie!